I'm Kim Opera and we're your hosts for today. We have an amazing show lined up for today, full of entertainment, lots of laughter and surprises.
Absolutely, we are here to make sure you have a fantastic time, and talking about fantastic time as well, we're here to make sure you have some fun and exciting moment with us here on the show.
That's right, we'll be your partners and we'll be keeping you entertained throughout the show, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, guys. It's still trending, brought to you by Airtel, and the segment is called What is Trending. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about mental health and mental well-being as well. This is a very important topic, Kim.
Very, very important topic.
People do not really concentrate on this part of the body. The mental, the psyche is really, really important. And we're going to be looking at this critically because, of course, as we know, that many people have actually died. Many people are actually in the hospitals because of this particular situation today.
For me, I'm really, really glad that we are finally in the time where people can actually talk about mental health, the whole awareness and all whatnot around it. I particularly studied psychology. Yes, I actually studied psychology. So for me, I'm just really, really happy that this time is here. For me, like, you always have to have an outlet. You know, it's very, very important as a human being, no matter what you do, to have an outlet, to have good support system, good conversation. You should be open to talking about your situations.
Absolutely.
In life.
Now, how do you prioritize mental health in your daily life? And what practices and strategies do you use in promoting the well-being of the mind?
First things first, self-awareness is key.
Self-awareness, okay.
Yeah, self-awareness is key. You need to know that, okay, I indeed do have a problem, or I do have this issue. When people hear mental health, they think of the worst case scenarios. They don't think of the little things such as anger, anxiety, like the basic things. Those are all under mental health, So you need to first identify the first step that anywhere you go, it's actually to know that, yes, I do have an issue with this, I do have an issue with that. Then from there, you can now decide, okay, what works best for me? There's some people that you see in the clubs every other weekend. You hear them, I've had a stressful, I have people that will say, that is my own outlet. After having a stressful week, my brain is,
chill.
They just want to chill and, go out. Some people, they just want to watch a movie. Some people, they want to travel. It all depends on you as a person. But first things first, you need to identify the issue that, you have.
Identifying the issue that you have is very, very important. How do you recognize that you need help? Because a lot of persons actually go about not knowing that they need help, or they have this mental stress. Now, how do you recognize that, I am stressed, anxiety level is rising by the day? So what are the symptoms or the risk factors of this thing?
That's really difficult, but we all know as human beings what is and what's not, right? If you see yourself at every point in time getting upset at little things, then there's obviously something wrong
with you.
Not necessarily wrong with you, but there's something that's causing that reaction. If you see people that have road rage now, it's not normal to just be an angry driver on the road.
Yeah,
half of 99% of
that's when I say
all of us in Lagos because it's not normal to actually just have road rage. So there must be something, an underlying factor that is actually causing you to react in such a manner. So you need to identify what is it. Is it that I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? Did you go to bed angry? Did something? Do you understand? There's always there's always an underlying factor. So you need to be able to understand what's causing it.
Absolutely. I think one of the reasons I used to have this anger problem before, but one of the ways I actually curbed it was when I started driving, especially on Lagos Road, you know that on Lagos Road you must, if they don't swear for you, you will swear for somebody. It's it's just one or two ways. So what I do is when someone is trying to overtake me, maybe in traffic, they do this, especially in traffic, especially do far gone. They do so much. So especially the downfall drivers, once to do that, I just let them pass. And me letting them pass, there's a soothing feeling that I feel.
Yeah.
Like, and since then,
But how
I've
many
not
people
been
do you
really
want to
get-
let pass?
Yeah,
though?
exactly. But so some of these people, you understand,
Yeah.
they actually just want to maneuver their ways in, and you
so
just do it
annoying.
and just let them go. Let's just let them
Just
go.
let them
And
go.
just even when they try to do some signs to
Have you tried to pursue
just-
someone on the
I
road
tell
before?
you, just try to calm down
Oh my
and don't even
gosh.
try to follow them. But I feel like we can actually work things.
You can
these
work
things out.
around it.
Yeah,
I mean,
personally, yeah.
I personally, for my road rage, how I managed my road rage is I just got a driver. Like, it got to a point that sometimes I could be so frustrated, I will park on the road and just be like so mad at everybody.
Exactly.
So I was just like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. This is too much. This is now affecting,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
my day-to-day activities. It's affecting the way I see life. It's affecting my whole mannerism as a person. I was like, how
just
do I
have to get-
sort this out for myself? How do I help myself, you know? I'm like, you know what, I'd probably just get a driver and just let him handle
Handle the stress.
handle the stress while I just take care of other things.
But
So
you know,
that
some
really helps me.
boss actually, even when they're driving,
Yeah.
they use their own stress to affect the driver that the driver uses
yes.
in affecting the other people
Yes,
driving.
true, very true.
Anyway, so one of the things that I want us to talk about again today is how do we practice self-care, self-compassion, and what are some of the favorite self-care activities or rituals that help you maintain your good mental health?
Oh, that's really, 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 really important. What I do is, first things first, I unplug.
What do you mean by unplugging?
In as much as social media has its advantages, it also has like a lot of disadvantages, and it doesn't just have to be directed at you. You know, when you're in the social media space, you see a lot of things going on in society, so
Yeah.
much unruliness, so much havoc that ends up affecting your mood without you even noticing that it's affecting
True
you.
that.
So sometimes you need to always filter
Zone
the
out.
things you take in. Sometimes you need to filter what you're absorbing as a person, because that is what is going to affect your mood, your life, and your, you know, the way you talk to people, associate with
well.
one another. So I unplug. After unplugging, what do? Again, you have to eat well too.
Eat
You
well,
gotta
eat good food though.
Eating is also a very good, in as much as I know that sometimes so people overeat to also help with their stress. But yeah, some people when they're
Overeat
stressed,
to
they
help?
overeat. Yeah, some people when they're stressed, they tend to
eat so
much.
Ah, I'm hearing this
Yes.
for the first time. Hearing this for the first time. Okay.
So, you know, it all depends, but eating is also really good because, like you said, like a hungry man is an angry man.
Yeah, that's-
You know, so just having that food in your belly, it also helps to keep your mood on a good note. And like I
Yeah.
said, you must always have an outlet. Having an outlet is so important. I cannot overstress that. What do you do? What is that one thing that makes you feel good about yourself when you do it?
Absolutely.
I can watch movies from now till tomorrow and just unplug the stress. When I'm done, and I'm not just watching like movies, like I look for like the funniest. In fact, that's the most
Funniest
time I watch
comedy.
like Korean movies because it's very light-hearted, you know, it just keeps you happy. There's that comic relief, you know,
Yeah.
you need that. Sometimes some
Absolutely.
people listen to music, some people their outlet is music, some people, you know, so you need to actually find what works for you as a person.
Absolutely. Another question here is how do you create this balance, this work balance, and set boundaries to protect yourself from the stress? Because you know that some people actually they are disciples of mental stress. Means that they put mental stress into people's mind. So they go about every day trying to make sure they get you annoyed because that's just who they are. So how do you block yourself off these people to have a clear path to walk through every day?
I bet you that those people that you feel like are going around doing this, they don't even know that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't
They don't
know.
even know, right?
But it's affecting you.
regardless, it's affecting you. Like I said, it's always very important to also pause and breathe. You need to pause and breathe. You know, we've heard this so much growing up, and they're like, when somebody upsets you, count to 20 or count to 100 before you react. It's actually very real, and it's actually
still working in this
it
part of the
still
world,
works. It still works.
So
In as
they'll-
much as we all want to just react because we're reacting, it still works, and it also helps to be sensitive to one another, guys. We need to be more sensitive with one another. What you can't tolerate, I don't know why you would feel like another person would tolerate it,
and you do it.
You need to be sensitive to people's needs, people's emotions, especially. It's very important.
Now, one of the follow-up questions I'm going to ask here is, guys, recently we had one of the ex-Big Brother housemate come talk about the stress she went through like 3 years ago. And I know it was actually your set, which of course it was great. Now hold on one second. We had this conversation, and she came to talk about it. It was a particular something that some people did to her, or some particular housemate did to her, like 3 years ago. Then she came back, talking about it right now. Do you think that there is a particular time frame that what is in our mind needs to be talked about, or once it's gone, that time is gone, then it's gone, or anytime you feel like talking about it, you can still come talk about it?
When people react in certain manners, there's always an underlying factor, right? So even if she has been affected or was affected by something that happened 3 years ago, if she did not deal with it, if she didn't face that problem, yes, it can still arise years after and years after and years after. That's why you see people go to therapy, and you find out that the reasons for things that have, the way they react or things that have happened in their life would probably be stemming from like childhood, the way their parents were, or their upbringing, So these things it cannot be overlooked. It's very valid. Like I said, we need to be sensitive to people's emotions. If somebody says you have hurt me, you need to understand that you probably have hurt that person.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So that's just it.
And talking about therapy, what do you have to say about therapy?
A lot of licensed practitioners and therapists out there that are available to help people. I do have friends that tell me that, they have people that they talk to, like therapists. Sometimes it's not just, you don't have to go to their offices. I'm sure there are some that also do like online services and stuff like that. And it's actually really confidential. I'm so happy to see that happening in Nigeria. I was really shocked when I've seen like a bunch of people.
Absolutely.
But it all depends on what works for you. What works for me is just talking to my friends.
Talking to your friends.
My friends, they're tired of me. I call them if we're done here now and you've upset me, I'm calling my friend, I'm like, no. That's my own form of, outlet. That's my own form of therapy, But it gets to a point where you actually need to see a licensed, practitioner, and it's very, very important that you actually take that time and take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Whenever it is that you are going through a particular situation, do not force yourself to hurt yourself. Try as much as possible to speak to somebody, and the person you're speaking to may just be your way out of the particular problem that you are facing. So, of course, that's it about that.
Individual therapy, couples therapy, group therapy, everything is important.
Absolutely, really important. Okay, guys, we're going to be right back after this short break. Stick around and go nowhere. It's trending, brought to you by Airtel. Welcome back, guys. It's the top 5 segment right now. And of course, on the top 5, we're going to take you through top 5 topics. Today, we're going to be talking about a countdown of players who actually were millionaires before but went broke. Now, on number 5, we're going to be talking about David James. David James is an English former professional footballer who played as a goalkeeper. Now, James is the 5th on the list of the all-time Premier League appearances, having played in 572 top-level matches. Now, he holds the record for most penalty save. It means he's a goalkeeper in the Premier League history. In 2014, James was declared bankrupt, despite earning an estimated 20 million euros from his footballing career, owning several properties and having a lucrative contract modeling for Armani. Do you know what that is? Now, James' debt built up after he divorced his wife. His debt built up after he divorced his wife in 2005. The name of the wife was actually Tanya. Afterwards, what happened to him was he had to sell majority of his property to make sure he earned a living. Now, talking about number 4, we're talking about Asamoah Gyan, talking about this Ghanaian footballer who holds the record of the most goal scorer for the national team at 51. He is the all-time goal scorer, and of course, he represented Ghana in 2006, 2010, and of course, even 2014 FIFA World Cup. He declared he had only £600 in his bank account when he divorced his wife. Number 2nd person. Now, we're talking about divorcing his wife. Talking about number 3, we're talking about Roy Stone Drethe. Now, Royce Ricky Drethe is a Dutch footballer. He made 37 appearances for the side before switching to La Liga club Real Madrid in 2007. For someone to be able to play for Real Madrid, you don't know how much he was making per week. Oh my God. Now in 2020, December, Drethe declared bankrupt after losing 3.2 million euros. Wow. Now, what he loses, we didn't know on this one, but of course, quickly going to number 2. Now, this particular one is going to blow your mind because we're talking about also an African as well, Emmanuel Iboe. Remember this popular story. Now, Emmanuel Iboe is an Ivorian former professional footballer who played as a right back. He spent most of his career with Arsenal of the Premier League, playing 214 games, including the 2006 UEFA Champions League final. In December 2017, Iboe told Sunday Mirror that he was poor and homeless due to his divorce and bad investment that were under his former wife's control, making 3 footballers who went bankrupt. It is what it is. Now, we're talking about number 1 right now. We all know this person. He opens his teeth so much, and you know him already. We're talking about Ronaldinho Guacho. Talking about Ronaldinho, is a Brazilian retired professional footballer who played mostly as an attacking midfielder. Now, but was also deployed as a winger as well, widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. He won 2 FIFA World Player of the Year awards and a Ballon d'Or. He is also the only player who have won a World Cup, a Copa America, a Confederations Cup, a Champions League, and a Ballon d'Or as well. He was reported to have just 5 euros in his bank account in 2018, while still owing a debt of up to 1.75 million euros. Now, Ronaldinho was heavily fined for illegal construction in a protected area in Brazil. Now, despite remortgaging his property, the Barcelona star was still unable to cover his debt, which saw a judge order for Ronaldinho's passport to be seized. To compound his misery, Ronaldinho spent time in the Paraguayan prison last year for allegedly attempting to enter the country with forged documents. And of course, that's that about that. We're gonna go on a short break right now. When we return, we're gonna wrapping things up. Stick around.
Thanks for joining us. Until we see you again next time, don't forget to keep it moving.